So, today we are going to talk about the conjunctivitis. So, what is conjunctivitis? The name conjunctivitis itself contains two words. First is the name conjunctivitis itself contains two words. First is conjunctiva and second is itis. The word conjunctivitis itself containing two words, that is conjunctiva and itis. So itis, the suffix itis itself indicates that it is the inflammation. The suffix itis is nothing but there is a inflammation. So simply the conjunctivitis is nothing but the inflammation of the conjunctiva. So the conjunctivitis is nothing but the inflammation of conjunctiva. So conjunctivitis is the inflammation of conjunctiva that indicates that there is something happen in conjunctiva which causes inflammation, and that something is nothing but the infection. So the conjunctivitis is nothing but the infection and the inflammation of the conjunctival sac or conjunctiva. So the conjunctivitis is the infection and then inflammation of conjunctiva or conjunctival sac. So the conjunctivitis is nothing but the infection and the inflammation of the conjunctiva or conjunctival sac. So the question arises, how the conjunctival sac or conjunctiva get infected? The answer is that is foreign bodies. Foreign bodies like bacteria, viruses. These bacteria or viruses or other foreign bodies or dust particles enters into the conjunctival sac, and further they causes the infection of the conjunctival sac or conjunctiva, and further they produces inflammation, and finally the conjunctivitis occur. So before going in detail with conjunctivitis, I will like to talk about the anatomy of conjunctiva. So this is the anatomy of conjunctiva. Usually the anatomy of conjunctiva consisting of mainly two types of conjunctiva. First is that is palpebral conjunctiva, and second is that is bulbar conjunctiva. So this palpebral conjunctiva further contains three main parts, that is marginal conjunctiva first part, second is that is orbital conjunctiva, and third is that is upper and lower tarsal conjunctiva. So now I will talk about the marginal conjunctiva. So this marginal conjunctiva, suppose this is the outer lid margin and this is the inner lid margin. So this marginal conjunctiva further starts or extends from the intermarginal zone of the lid margin. So this marginal conjunctiva starts from the that is this is outer and this is inter. This is intermarginal zone of the lid margin, and further it goes towards the tarsal conjunctiva, and finally it ends at a tarsal sulcus. Then I will talk about the upper tarsal conjunctiva and lower tarsal conjunctiva. So this is upper tarsal conjunctiva and this is the tarsal plate. So this tarsal conjunctiva further covers the tarsal plate. Then comes the orbital conjunctiva. So this orbital conjunctiva covers the rest of the part of the orbit. It covers the rest of the part of the orbit. Then comes the bulbar conjunctiva. This bulbar conjunctiva covers the anterior part of the sclera and it is loosely bound to the sclera. The anatomy of conjunctiva also consisting of superior fornix as well as inferior fornix. So this is all about the anatomy of conjunctiva. Now let us talk about the histology of conjunctiva. So in the histology of conjunctiva, we will see here the upper portion, that is superficially there is a epithelium. The middle layer it is formed by the adenoid layer. So the middle layer is called as adenoid layer and the internal layer called as fibrous layer. So this middle and the deep layer or internal layer are togetherly called as substantia propria. So mainly the conjunctiva is formed by the two main layers. First is that is superficial, that is epithelium, and deep, that is nothing but the substantia propria, which further divides into two layers, that is adenoid layer and fibrous layer. So we will know that the conjunctiva is of two types, that is palpebral conjunctiva and bulbar conjunctiva. So palpebral conjunctiva is further divides into three parts. First is that is marginal part, second is that is tarsal part, and third is that is orbital part. This all types of or all parts of conjunctiva are containing the different types of epithelium. So this is a simple epithelium, but each and every other parts of conjunctiva contains different types of epithelium. So we will see in the diagram, that is this is the marginal part of palpebral conjunctiva. So this marginal part of palpebral conjunctiva, it is made up of stratified squamous epithelial cell. So this marginal conjunctiva, which is a part of palpebral conjunctiva, it is made by the stratified squamous epithelial cell. Then comes the upper tarsal conjunctiva. So this upper tarsal conjunctiva is formed by the two layers, that is it is superficial layer and second is that is deep layer. So this superficial layer is formed by the cylindrical cell. It is formed by the cylindrical cell which are in the cylindrical shape, and the deep layer, it is formed by the flat cell. These are the flat cell. So the upper tarsal conjunctiva is made up of two layers of epithelium. First is that is superficial, that is cylindrical cell, and deep layer is formed by the flat cell. Then comes the bulbar conjunctiva as well as fornix or superior fornix. So this bulbar conjunctiva and the superior fornix, usually it is made up of three layers. First is superficial layer, second is intermediate, and third is deep. So this superficial layer is again it is formed by the cylindrical cells which are cylindrical in shape. This intermediate layer, it is formed by the this intermediate layer cells are looking like a polygon, that is hence these are polygonal cell. So the intermediate layer of the bulbar conjunctiva is formed by the polygonal cells, and the deep structure again it is formed by the flat cells. So the each and every other part of conjunctiva consisting of different types of epithelium. So again I will recap. This marginal conjunctiva is made up of one type of cell, that is stratified squamous epithelial cell. Then comes the upper tarsal conjunctiva. So upper tarsal conjunctiva, here we will see that there are two layers, superficial layer and deep layer. Superficial layer is formed by the cylindrical cell and deep layer is formed by the flat cell. Then comes the fornix as well as bulbar conjunctiva. This is superior fornix and this is bulbar conjunctiva. So superior fornix as well as bulbar conjunctiva are made up of three layers, superficial, intermediate, and deep. This is superficial, this is intermediate, and this is deep layer. So superficial layer is again formed by the cylindrical cells which are cylindrical in shape. The middle one polygonal shape, that is the polygonal cells, and deep layers are formed by the flat cells. These are nothing but the flat cells. Nothing but the infection and the inflammation of conjunctiva. So let us talk about what is infection. Suppose this is one particular bacilli. This is one particular bacilli or bacteria. When this particular bacteria or bacilli enters into the body or into the blood. Suppose this bacilli enters into the blood vessel. Once this bacilli or bacteria enters into the blood vessel, it further damages the blood vessel or it further damages our body parts by releases their toxin. So once this bacteria enters into the blood vessel or enters into the body, it releases its product, that is nothing but the toxins, also called as bacterial toxins. So this bacterial toxins which are harmful for our body. These toxins further damages our blood vessel or our body parts, and this is nothing but the infection. So now let's talk about how the conjunctiva get infected by such a foreign bodies. The infection must be occur in a three modes or three methods. First is that is exogenous method. Second is that is endogenous method, and third is that is local spread. So the infection of the conjunctiva occurs in three methods. First is that is exogenous method, second is endogenous, and third is local spread. So what occurs in the exogenous method? Exogenous method name itself indicates that here the causative organism or such a bacilli, the causative organism enters into the conjunctival sac from outside. Causative organism enters into the conjunctival sac from outside. So the exogenous method, in this method the causative organism or particular bacteria or viruses, they enters into the conjunctival sac from outside. So what are the examples? Examples of such foreign bodies are nothing but the bacilli or bacteria or viruses or any foreign body which causes the infection by this exogenous method. Then let us come towards the next method, that is endogenous method. So in this endogenous method there will be a blood-borne infection. That is the cause of infection which is present inside our blood vessel or inside the blood. That is, in the endogenous method there is a blood-borne infection or there may be a allergic reaction. So in the endogenous method of infection there may be a blood-borne infection, that is the causative organism for infection is carrying into the blood, that is the infectious cause inside the blood vessel or inside the blood, or it may be due to the allergic reaction. This is nothing but the endogenous method. So let's talk about local spread. So in this local spread the causative organism enters in a conjunctival sac from the neighboring structures. Neighboring structures to the conjunctiva are nothing but lacrimal sac, lacrimal apparatus. So here the causative organism enters into the conjunctival sac from the surrounding structure, that is nothing but lacrimal apparatus. So here the causative organism present in initially present in the lacrimal apparatus, for example. So from the lacrimal apparatus it enters into the conjunctival sac, that is this causative organism spreads locally. So in this local spread the causative organism is present in the neighboring structures of the conjunctival sac, that is in the lacrimal apparatus or in the eye itself. This suppose this causative organism present in the lacrimal apparatus, from lacrimal apparatus this causative organism going towards the conjunctival sac, and once it enters into the conjunctival sac it produces an infection and finally it causes the inflammation of the conjunctiva, that is nothing but the conjunctivitis. So these are the three modes or three methods through which the infection of conjunctiva occurs, that is nothing but exogenous method, endogenous method, and local spread. So let's recap. In this exogenous method the causative organism enters into the conjunctival sac from outside. So in the endogenous method there will be a blood-borne infection, that is infection is usually present in the or already present in the blood, that is the blood-borne infection, or it may be an allergic reaction which causes the infection. Then it is a local spread. In this local spread, the causative organism usually or initially present in the structures which are neighboring to the conjunctival sac, that is for example lacrimal apparatus. So this causative organism in the lacrimal apparatus going towards the conjunctival sac, and finally it causes the infection, and further it causes the inflammation of conjunctiva, that is conjunctivitis. As the conjunctivitis is the commonest disease of the conjunctiva, it has a wide classification. So now let's talk about the wide classification of the conjunctivitis. So the conjunctivitis is primarily classified into four main types. First is that is nothing but infective conjunctivitis. Infective conjunctivitis. Second is that is nothing but the allergic conjunctivitis. Third is that is conjunctivitis due to injury, and fourth, that is last one, it is nothing but the conjunctivitis due to skin diseases. So this is the overview, or it is the primary classification of the conjunctivitis. So primarily the conjunctivitis is classified into four main categories. First is that is infective conjunctivitis, second is that is allergic conjunctivitis, third is that is conjunctivitis due to the injury, and last is that is conjunctivitis due to the skin diseases. So this is the first classification, that is infective conjunctivitis. Here in the infective conjunctivitis, the conjunctivitis occurs due to the infection, that is the infection of any foreign body, that is it may be a bacteria, it may be a virus, or it may be a other particular microorganism. So this is nothing but the infective conjunctivitis. Second type of conjunctivitis, that is nothing but the allergic conjunctivitis. Suppose there is a patient. So this is a patient, and this A patient having allergy to the particular allergen. Suppose this A patient having allergy to the B allergen. So once this B allergen enters into the conjunctival sac of this A patient, then it produces a conjunctivitis, that is nothing but the allergic conjunctivitis. So this allergic conjunctivitis is the second type of conjunctivitis. Then comes the third type, that is conjunctivitis due to the any type of injury. Then comes the last or fourth type of conjunctivitis, that is nothing but conjunctivitis due to the skin diseases. This each and every type of conjunctivitis having its own classification.